My man Junior on the motherfucking beat with some straight up heat.
Kush Hey Show. Kush Hey Show. The Kush Hey Show. The Kush Hey Show.
Microdose. What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here, coming back to you again from the Balboa Theater Unnamed Footage Festival Part 3. With me is one of the promoters, Clark. We just got out of Feral. What can you tell us about that?
So Feral's a film that has been, it's still unreleased.
Okay.
So it's played at other film festivals, and we got our hands across it, and it was right up our alley. And I think that Feral has done a very interesting promotional campaign where they've entered a lot of documentary festivals.
Okay.
So it being a faux documentary, they're sort of playing the game, and that's something that this is not uncommon. This is not an uncommon strategy for faux documentaries. Mm-hmm. And frankly, this is not the only one that is sort of in the realm that we're showing today, actually. So, you know, I think that's the beauty of what the subgenre brings, is that you can play with it. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's really the beautiful thing of found footage and faux documentary, is that it's open to interpretation, but also, like, the whole thing is that you're being deceived here. Mm-hmm. And I mean, aren't we deceived with documentaries anyway?
Usually.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah. So I think that there's a bit of a playfulness there, mm-hmm. like with Antrim as well, which we showed last year, which is out now. So you know, that just adds to the intrigue and whatnot of what the subgenre of found footage is.
Now, this is the third year of the Unnamed Footage Festival. The first time it was an exhibition. Last year, you could say it was a celebration. This year, influencer. What can you tell me? We just got out Lens Face, excuse me.
No worries.
Just the previous movie. What's that like to actually have directors come up to you and say, like, hey, I loved your footage of your festival so much last year, I had to make something for it specifically, and I wanted to use one of your characters?
First and foremost, it's very flattering.
Mm-hmm.
Is that so? And honestly, I think that even on a subconscious level, it's what we want out of this festival, and it's honestly, like, we've hit everything that we've wanted to, pretty much creatively, out of what we want out of the festival, because we know we have a very narrow festival. It has to be within the confines of found footage, and when you do something that narrow, we're able to keep the focus narrow as well. So, and it's all about servicing the filmmakers and keeping everyone on the same page. And if we're not servicing the filmmakers, if we're not servicing the art, then what are we doing? Because, you know, we're not trying to compete with the big guys. We're not trying to compete with. We want to show what we want to show, and it's all money out of all the partners' pockets, and so it's honestly coming from a place of passion and respect. So when these filmmakers make something specifically for us, it just honestly it's very flattering, and we're honored, and it means the world to us. So the fact that we have a feature this year that was made specifically for the festival, based off of our festival mascot, is insane, and it really it means a lot to us at that. And we also have 3 other shorts that were made specifically for the festival as well. So it's all the same. It all means the world to us that, you know, that we have the respect of the filmmakers, because that's honestly all we want.
Definitely sounds like a step in the right direction. Like I said, we had started the festival off with Lens Face. We had a great, strong showing with Feral. What's the movie you're looking forward to that you can't wait for people to walk out of and just have their minds blown with?
I'm very excited about the next feature, Skyman, which is Dan Myrick's new film. Dan Myrick, if you remember, is one of the co-directors of the Blair Witch Project. Oh, really? And this is his return to faux documentary found footage, and could not be a polar opposite from the Blair Witch. Okay. It's very different. This is not a horror film. Honestly, I think that Skyman's a very personal story about conviction and believing something that is outside of the realm of conventional belief. So, because the character in the film believed that he saw an alien when he was 10 and has dedicated his life reconnecting with that alien life form. And I just think it's a lovely film. Moved me to tears, which is not that hard to do these days.
Yeah.
You know, we live in tough times. Everything, you know.
I think it's something to do with entering your 30s as well.
Right?
Yeah.
It's definitely there. So Skyman is definitely, and also Murder, Death, Koreatown. That one, man, when we screened that, we knew that this is where it needed to belong. This was its home.
I understand there's some lore into its submission as well. Like it just arrived one day, unannounced, unsolicited.
That's right.
Unaddressed.
Anonymous, don't know the filmmaker's name, and it's great. I don't know if it's real. I don't know. But I mean, I'm so excited to show this to the world. Those two today. I mean, it's just everything. The programming, like I said, everything is fully vetted by all of us, and if we didn't want to show it, we wouldn't. And we had that luxury because it's our festival, and you know, but that's not to say that some stuff that we just couldn't fit in, and so it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to schedule, and I mean, look, man, for Saturday and Sunday, we've got 16 time slots. And that's a lot in 2 days.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot. So we're able to work that out, and but you know, some stuff doesn't make the cut. But you know, it just shows that everything that we're showing, we stand behind 100%, and because we know that it will play well in a theater.
That's what's
and
up.
I think that's really important with found footage, is that the market, the world that we occupy now is. It's never been better for filmmakers, but it's also never been worse. It's hard. It goes both ways because things get lost in the shuffle. There are movies that get lost in the annals of Amazon Prime, and they need to be shown on a theater because it's a completely different experience. And I mean that's why we're here, and that's why we're doing what we're doing.
From your lips to God's ears, Clark, how can people find you?
So the podcast we do, the Overlook Hour podcast, and we're also on Instagram with the festival, Overlook Theaters on Instagram, and also the Unnamed Footage Festival on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook.
All right, no. Thank you for your time, Clark.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
Let's get some popcorn.
You got it.
Microdose.
thebosley.net.
Sit, Bosley, sit.
The whole thing is that you're being deceived here.
Life is so short.
From thebosley.net.
Welcome to the Adventures in Heels podcast.
Adventures in Heels.
I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Hosted by Amanda Thomas.
I've been a business owner for 5 years. I'm going to be really vulnerable with you guys on every episode.
Curated specifically for savvy women with impeccable taste who want to have it all while owning their own business at the same time.
Was I ready? No. Was I scared to death? Yes. But it's the best decision I ever made.
New episodes available every other Monday.
Follow your dreams.
Available on iTunes, Stitcher, and thebosley.net.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.